Good evening, dog-faced soldiers. You're listening to the 3rd Infantry Division Realism Gaming Podcast. I'm First Sergeant Brock, Alpha Company First Sergeant, and with me tonight I have Major LaFlash, our company commander,
Hey everybody, how you doing?
and Corporal Kelso, 3rd Squad Squad Leader.
Howdy.
Second Lieutenant Tucci will join us later for the Soldier of the Quarter segment. Gentlemen, welcome.
Hey, awesome. I'm glad to be back.
Glad to be here.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's get right into it. So we had our second quarter podcast not too long ago, but there are some big billet changes and other news in the unit since that last report. So to start, Alpha Company and First Platoon have both seen some new leadership billet changes since the last quarter. At the top, we have Second Lieutenant Tucci, having recently completed Officer Candidate School. He has received his commission at our October ceremony and has been promoted to Alpha Company Executive Officer. At the same time, Officer Candidate Vandal was then promoted to First Platoon Leader, entering OCS at that time, where he is presently serving. And filling out reopened billets, Staff Sergeant Winters has been promoted from Squad Leader to First Platoon Widowmaker's Platoon Sergeant. In addition, Corporal D. Marsh and our own Corporal L.Kelso here have both been promoted to 2nd and 3rd Squad Leaders, respectively. So,
Yeah.
Corporal.
Go ahead,
sir.
First
Well, I was going to say, Corporal, as one of our new NCOs, working his way up, taking charge of 3rd Squad Spartans, our weapon squad. How's it been working for you? What's the experience been like?
It's going good. I've always been in third squad. My stint that I've been here for 7 or 8 months now, so I've got the relationships with the people there. So stepping up to squad lead was a easy process, and I had already gained the respect of my peers around me. And now we're just working to further build that relationship and be as efficient as we can.
Roger that. Lead by example and get it done. Now, Major, as you were saying.
Yeah, so obviously October, this last month, we entered now, just wrapped up quarter 3, which is where our podcast is today. But then going into quarter 4, I mean, it's pretty amazing the billet changes that we've had. Lieutenant Tucci serves as our company XO now, served as our platoon leader, served as our platoon sergeant. So wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience. He'll be joining us, as you said, later, as he's our kind of man behind the rank segment of this. And then we also have Cadet Tucci now, our Cadet Vandal, who is moving up from that Sergeant First class role as the platoon sergeant. Wealth of knowledge, actually getting into the officer corps where he actually is in real life, which is obviously great to have as a part of our MilSim. Having that true experience as an officer coming in. And that way he can get to his real rank would be pretty awesome. He has a couple promotions to go, but then obviously the promotion and bringing into our command staff with Staff Sergeant Winters. Back in the day, so kind of I usually have a couple what I call advisory boards as the company commander. I gather some medium, junior NCOs, some lower enlisted, and throw some things at them and bounce ideas off them to really get the true pulse of what the lower enlisted is versus just what I'm being told from people like you first aren't that say, oh yeah, everything's good, or everything's bad. I get the true pulse by kind of doing these advisories boards, and Vandal and Winters were one of those boards a while ago, and now being able to have both of them in our command staff is amazing, because I think the spirit of those advisory boards taught them a lot and taught me a lot, and just being able to have them, and then you cap it off with Corporal Marsh, who is a active duty military veteran as well, leading a new squad, and then obviously our very own Corporal Kelso here coming up. And I want to say you're the second ever in the unit, second ever recruit that started as a recruit that made it to squad leader, behind Sergeant Strickland, which I think it was Hunter Strickland, which started as a recruit, so 15 when you came in. So pretty awesome.
Thank you.
um, so first, Arnold, I can chime in on some news about this last quarter, if you'd like to listen.
Yes, sir. By all means, please.
All right. So far, our unit, Third Infantry Division Realism unit, we're continuing our deployment still, going into quarter 4, ending quarter 3 in Lithuania, as part of the NATO task force. So we deployed there, since deploying really to Planthera's island. The Russian Federation has invaded Lithuania now from Kaliningrad, right? Kaliningrad. Those Russian cities, I tell you. Ivanov is, really good at them. But for Operation Blue Giant, really, we've had to shift from that security operation to kind of counter insurgency. Or sorry, switching from those two into really that full-on war with near pure aggressor. I mean, Russia is out to get us now. We're there protecting Lithuania, and currently now deployed to a forward area in Beketov. You might be able to say that a little better.
Nailed it.
Again, another one of those European Russian cities or Lithuanian cities. But really, we are starting to take on some heavy contact now. It's not little stuff no more, right? It's not the Russian separatists or even necessarily the Wagner group. We're starting to take on the full Russian First Guards tank army this last month, and holy smokes, are they tough! I mean, you we have so many, like Kelso and your weapons squad, so vital to us now because you brought all the firepower we need to take on freaking tank columns, like the random tank here and there, the BMP that rolls up on us, no problem. But now that we have an entire tank column, that might be a little tough. So
Yeah, it's got us running up and down the AOs.
So far, for Operation Blue Giant, we've conducted 14 combat operations since the start, and 14 patrols. So with that, I mean 28 total objectives, missions, or present patrols. I mean that's quite a lot. We are coming up on the apex slash getting ready to end it all and come home for the holiday exodus. But being able to have that many is pretty remarkable. I mean, first, Aaron, what will we potentially finish with? You got that number off the top of your head?
Uh,
With
yes, sir. Based on our current deployment schedule, we are looking at a total of it's going to be over 20 different, operational objectives, if you will.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be the better, month plus going forward at least.
Yeah, we still have a good chunk to go. I think we're starting to step up a little bit, or having to step up a little bit more for Operation Blue Giant. And I mean, if you haven't already, check out our YouTube. So you're listening to this on YouTube right now. We have a playlist just for Operation Blue Giant. Be sure to check that out because it has almost all of our combat engagements from presence patrols through missions right there in that playlist. And you can check out the battle that we've taken on thus far. So, other news: soldier development. Our squad leader development, more or less. We have launched last quarter the development course led by, First Sergeant here, now Cadet Vandal. They've started putting soldiers through our squad leaders and 2 ICs through this development course. So far, we've had 4 graduates to date, as well as 4 more junior leaders, so squad leaders and 2 ICs currently going through the course. It's by invite only. And if you're looking to get in there and you're currently a SL, which most of them have go through it. I think right now, Kelso, you're going through you're one of those 4 going through right now, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you think of it so far? I mean, is the content good? I mean, having you here is kind of perfect. You were a 2 IC starting into it. You just got promoted to that SL slot, and you're still going through it. What kind of info you think's in there without giving away the answer key?
Yeah, I think it's very, it helps me. It's very beneficial in my opinion. There's some stuff that you might not know what to do as a 2IC because you've never had that permanent squad leader position. And going through this course, it teaches you what to do, how to react. It might be different for each person that goes through it because you have different knowledge levels as they go through there. But for me personally, it's been a very beneficial course to go through, and I'm proud to have been invited to it.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, looking forward to it. I think the only thing you have left is the in-game tactical and technical evaluation, right?
Yes, sir. It's just a little difficult getting the times planned out, but we're getting there.
Good, good. Yeah. So this course in general has online sections of learning. It also has a after action review, I guess review, and then a squad leader report section as well. And then at the end of it is like a total in-game tactical evaluation of each soldier or each squad leader or 2IC to make sure that they pass. Because we want our leaders in this unit to be the experts, right? That's the only way we're going to grow and make sure that we have competent leaders always above us. So, um, some other news. We for FIG, I know First Sergeant, you're going to be talking here shortly about some news about our S shops and DMOSs. But kind of to steal some of your thunder, training courses we've completed in FIG. We've done 5 advanced courses in third quarter, as well as 7 OSET courses since our last podcast as well. And the remarkable one, recruiting and retention for quarter 3, we've accepted 59 applicants into our unit since July, beginning of July through October or through the end of September into our unit. Recruiting and retention, the recruiting part, I say we're pretty decent at. Courses that spawned, like our squad leader development courses, was based around the retention side of recruiting and retention. It's everybody's responsibility to kind of get retention of our troops. We do so much recruiting and so much bringing soldiers in, and we love having them. We love having the diversity that we do, the different nations that we have around the world, different soldiers across the nations, I should say. But then being able to have, add more to that. Really, I mean, if we're all taking care of those new soldiers and having them understand the enjoyment that we all have of our realism unit, I think retention will continue to rise. And then as you build relationships, First Arn and Kelso, is all the leadership courses, leadership is all about relationships. So that's really all you can do is on the recruitment side is keep pushing and hope that they want to continue on like us all. So First Arn, you want to take over and talk some S shop?
Yes, sir. Well, on that note, gentlemen, as you may or may not know, our duty military occupational specialties, our DMOSs, are administrative duties that all leaders within the unit, support and participate in to basically take care of all the administrative work on the backside of things. So we've got some S shops that are recruiting, and I'll start right out with, or right off, I should say, with S3 Force Improvement Group, FIG. We are hiring range safety officers with our increased recruiting numbers. Coming out of summer, going into the fall time frame, we've had a lot of full OSIT courses. Full rosters. Kind of getting all the cadre out there to get these new soldiers up and running in their respective squads. So if you have an interest in serving in OSIT as a range safety officer, come speak with me, First Sergeant Brock, and I can get you the information you need and help you complete an application. In addition to S3, our Combat Imaging and Documentation DMOS, CID, is hiring multimedia illustrators. So if you've got an artistic touch, maybe you're good in Photoshop, you have some creative design experience, or you just like learning and developing new skills, with art and imagery, CID might be the place for you. So, again, you can always check out our DMOS applications forum site on our forum page on the website, and it'll have applications there for each of these shops. Also, S2 Intelligence is hiring a platoon readiness NCO in 1st Platoon Widowmakers. We need somebody to come and join Sergeant Lewis and me in intelligence to help develop our missions, identify objectives, and pull off these operations come Sunday. Kind of set the stage for First Platoon and 3 Cab to do their thing. So if you have experience in Eden and in Zeus as well, and you have an interest in S2, come speak with me. And also, our Public Affairs Office, PAO, is hiring journalists and broadcast combat journalists. They're also looking for a new NCOIC. So, got a couple of different, billets here that you could pursue. Journalists, like it says there, they're basically newspaper writers for the Army. We don't do stars and stripes, but we come pretty close with our own publications. Our broadcast combat journalists are our streamers and recorders. So if you're on Twitch, YouTube, you want to stream your part in the fight, from operation to operation, talk with PAO. And leaders, NCOs, if you are looking for a leadership DMOS and are up to snuff in terms of getting S6 PAO, nice and sharp, come put in an application, and I'm sure that we can get you some more information on that as well. All right, Major. Well, that is a brief review of our S shops and DMOS availability. I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, DMOS is so important to our unit. And the setup that we have to where basically to get to the rank of specialist, you have to be in a DMOS is one of our requirements. It's so that there's more people, to do the jobs, to do the admin side of the unit, which isn't always necessarily the fun shiny thing, right? Um, so the more the better, and obviously leaders are very vital to the success of those S shops. So some Arma news, since last quarter, we've had a few things happen in Arma. Arma itself is our main game that we support. Arma turned 9 years old. Back 2013, September 13, is when they launched Arma 3. Um, since then, I mean, just kind of looking through what they launched in like 2013 with the initial Arma 3, followed I think by like their first DLC Apex on like 2016, and Tanks rolled around shortly after there. You have the Marksman DLC, Law and War DLC is also out there. Jets DLC. I mean, there's just so much that's gone since there. The Zeus DLC. I mean, that was 2014, so that came out pretty quick upon them starting, and obviously that's a humongous for us. But most recently, Arma just launched with a third party Arma developer, the Rotators Collective. They published with Bohemia and released the content update on September 27th of this year for Arma 3 for this Western Sierra DLC. So that's kind of the newest one, brought by a third party that works with the publisher of Bohemia Interactive, of course. I haven't tried it myself yet. It's more or less a Western, like Africa. I guess that would have really worked for our last operation, huh? Being
Tell
able
me
to
about it.
being able to use some of that stuff. They added a couple new vehicles, and obviously a ton more weapons and gear throughout there. But you got camels that are that are out there now. Obviously, just the changes in general. Right now, they're only on their, I think, 1.1 version. But it adds new missions, vehicles, weapons, equipment, and more. So if you haven't checked that out already, please join me and hopefully being able to check it out shortly. In August, we had our community stream session with community manager LaClaire. I know I talked a little bit about this last podcast that it was coming. Well, it happened. It was outstanding. LaClaire joined us for roughly 4 hours of streaming on the official Arma platform Twitch page, and we got hundreds and hundreds of people coming in and viewing that at that time. He joined us for Operation Blue Giant, our mission Fault Plane, which was pretty awesome. Since then, Arma platform has moved the video to their YouTube channel because obviously Twitch sooner or later that video drops off. So since they moved it to Twitch, we have 6,500 views on our video of just our operation, which me and the community manager had a pretty good interview in the beginning about our unit, which was great. Being able to have that, that's not on any other of those videos. So being able to have some extra PR from Arma platform themselves. And I mean, getting 6.4 thousand views, if you look at it, we doubled or tripled everybody else that has done a stream session and have viewers like that. So we're way above the pack, and it was great social media call out for like our social Facebook and Twitter accounts. So that was pretty awesome. That was a great whirlwind of events in the month of August that we can hopefully get to do a little bit more often. Um, Something that's new and exciting coming up here for quarter four that I'd love to talk about the results here at the next podcast is going to be an event that company is coming up with. We're in the middle towards end of building it, and we're going to be hosting what's going to be called the Unit's Best Squad Competition. I kind of put a little teaser out there a couple days ago on our social media and discords, and it's coming December of 2022. Is kind of when we're looking to run this with the cadre, but ultimately we're looking for at least 5 people in a squad. Now that might be a little confusing when you think about squads, right? Squad is 9 minimum. This way, we are running it almost the exact same way the U.S. Army ran their best squad competition, their first ever. So in the real life, the U.S. Army hosted from almost like February through September or to September, like each division kind of worked up their best squad. Each element, there was 12 total squads that participated in September and October for the best squad competition, and then they named the best squad in the whole United States Army at a conference here in October. So this kind of inspired me a little bit to throw this at our command staff team and get um, some of this together, being able to have the best squad. So again, just like the real thing, they did with 5, because again, you get too big of a team, you want to make it a little bit difficult, but then still have a element to command. So really, squad, fire team size element. Plus, it's fair for other size elements. You look at something like, a public affairs uh, office might not have really that squad structure, right, in real life. So being able to have that is ideal. So that 5-man squad is going to consist of one squad leader. That squad leader is going to be at least a sergeant, staff sergeant, or sorry, staff sergeant, sergeant, or corporal. You then have one fire team leader in there, which that fire team leader is at least going to be a sergeant, corporal, or specialist. And then you'll have 3 members of that team that are specialist or below. One of those 3 has to be qualified as a combat lifesaver or medic. So that way you have a diverse team of squad leader, TL, combat lifesaver / medic qualified, and 2 other members. So 5 total will be there. Command staff members will not be able to participate. We do need cadre, and those that just don't want to participate will be hopefully recruited as some cadre as well. We want everybody to get out there and sign up. The signups will go out here in the next couple days, if not already by the time we get this posted. Um, but mostly, this competition is meant to assess each squad. So each team of 5 for their tactical and technical proficiencies, as well as their ability to work as a disciplined and cohesive team. The competitive features, have a multitude of different combat-related events, ranging from Army's our military, U.S. military's various weapon systems, to the strenuous foot marches and ruck marches through. Land navigation is humongous in this. all the way down to detailed individual and team warrior tasks and squad battle drills. So it's quite the course. Being able to put soldiers through it. You're looking at anything from a little sneak peek for those that listen to this, because I'm not going to be posting it necessarily, of what's in the best squad competition, but you're looking at things like a board inspections. Obviously, I already said it with land nav, utilizing a weapon systems, knowing battle drills, your warrior tasks, buddy aid, and then just overall squad cohesion and warrior spirit. Are things that are all on the table to be rated. So you can imagine how big this thing can be, and then being able to name that. So, like I said, signups will be posted here. Um, there's two ways of signing up. If you have a squad already, that you have 5 soldiers that, if you're a sergeant right now and you are going to be signing up and you say, hey, I have, Corporal Snuffy and 3, E4 Mafias, right? 3 specialists. Us 5 are going to sign up. Only that squad leader will post a sign up when that happens. So then that squad leader would list who the squad leader is, who the TL is, who your CLS is, and then who your other 2 fire team members are. Then that team will become a team. And, as it goes on, those will be one cohesive unit. And then we'll have soldiers that have a, like, don't necessarily have a team yet, right? Maybe you're new to the unit, or maybe you're not sure who you want to go with. So we will have individual signups as well. So if you're an individual that just wants to participate, but you don't necessarily have a squad, right? You can sign up as an individual, and pending how many signups we get, we'll be able to form a squad out of those elements as well. And then hopefully that squad can go and kick everybody's butt. But I'm really looking forward to the best squad competition here in December. If it goes very well, my end goal of this is to then host best squad competitions again in July of 2023, and then invite other units to it as well, because we're going to be celebrating our 20-year anniversary as a Realism unit, as a gaming unit, as a gaming community. 20 years, hard to believe, in July of 2023, and I think it's a great way to honor our longevity as a unit, as well as give back to the community that serves us and we serve them, to be able to invite sister units of ours that we've played with over the 20 years to get together a couple squads, come compete. Let's go have some fun and camaraderie. So, really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Major. We've really got some great activities going on in this unit, and it is a good time to be a dog-faced soldier. Really looking forward to seeing all this come into place here in the coming weeks and months ahead. All right, now we are going to move into our Soldier of the Quarter segment. As previously introduced, we have with us here tonight Corporal Levi Kelso, squad leader of 3rd Squad Spartans. So, Corporal, welcome again. It's good to have you on the segment.
Glad to be here.
All right, well, let's get right into it. So, please, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'll get the obvious bit out of the way. I am Corporal Levi Kelso. I'm the 3rd squad leader. I'm 16 years old, so I came into this unit as a recruit. I'm born and still being raised out in the woods of northern Alabama. And, when I'm not doing stuff with this unit and working with the people of this unit, I'm doing what you would expect of a kid to be doing in Alabama. So out hunting, doing the fishing, football. I was actually hunting not even 2 hours prior to this recording. But yeah, I do, sports, hunting, whatnot. Enjoy those, and obviously I enjoy Arma just a little bit. Still be here.
Good deal. Sounds like fun all around. Now tell us, why did you join the 3rd ID? And for that matter, what keeps you here?
So I joined the 3rd Infantry Division because back in February, mostly late January, I was really into Arma 3 roleplay, specifically Altus Life, the unmodded versions of that. and I found myself wanting a more realistic combats and communications with people that I was working with. So I've been checking scroll back, and I can find the search history on YouTube where I searched how to find an Arma milsim. It led me to Clans List, and luckily I clicked on the top option, which was the 3rd Infantry Division. And the thing that really keeps me here is just the people. There's so many different personalities, and all kinds of stuff with the people that we have here, and so really getting to work with them and joke around with them, and the relationships I have with them is what really keeps me around and what keeps me motivated in this unit.
Roger that. It's a great place to be. Now, can you tell us of any funny or memorable moments throughout your career here in the unit? Any favorite moments for that matter?
I think one of my favorite moments that happens in one of our operations, our platoon had come to a town where there was a truck that had believed to have been rigged with explosives, and I obviously wasn't on the radio to hear it, but our platoon sergeant had told the squads to not go near this truck, and me as a team lead, I turned around after moving safely back, and my fellow fire team leader, the now retired David Sklenar, was standing right beside it. And as you would expect, it went off. And that was to be expected. But the part that got me is his body that was just, limp, shot over everybody's head that was standing behind me. And just seeing how quick that it moved, it was a good laugh. And after he got chewed out by the platoon sergeant, we had a good laugh together.
Brutal. All right. Well, Corporal, do you have any advice to give to your fellow soldiers?
I think what will get you the furthest is staying dedicated and not quitting. I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm the most efficient soldier or the smartest soldier, but I kept working at it, kept trying to get better. I didn't quit, and eventually it led to where I am now, and I couldn't be happier. So you're thinking, man, this is hard. I'm not getting out of it what I'm wanting. Just keep working at it, and eventually good things will come of it.
All right. Good advice indeed. Now tell us, which Army value is the most important to you and why?
I think loyalty, in my opinion, is the most value, and because even somebody who may not be the most knowledgeable of the equipment that they're using or the best shot or are super good at using ace medical, if you have somebody that will stick by your side through thick and thin and will fight for you even when you may be wrong, really just having that ride or die person, at least one in a squad, it's always the best thing to have. And so having loyalty, in my opinion, and having those traits is very valuable.
All right. Now, personally, what motivates you?
What motivates me in this unit, it's got to be the guys in my squad. It's got to be those guys that the things that I get credit for when it's really them that does all the fantastic work. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I have to put up big thanks for them. And, I want absolute best for them. And I want them to enjoy their time here while they are here. So making sure that they have that, it really motivates me to keep pushing.
Roger that. Now, do you have any valuable lessons that you've learned while serving in the unit?
I'd have to say, if you get knocked back, to keep going, keep fighting, keep digging. I came into this unit as a recruit, so you could say that I was already kind of on a back foot when I came in because, whenever you see a recruit come into the unit, you kind of look at it. Most people would probably look at the recruit and go, "Oh, well, that probably won't go too far." So yeah, I just kept fighting, kept digging, kept working my tail off. So and I ended up where I wanted to be, which is squad lead.
Copy that. Well, Corporal, I appreciate the time tonight.
Thank you for having me, First Sergeant.
All right, Major, back to you.
All right. Next up, we have Man Behind the Rank. Today, this is where Lieutenant Tucci joins us, and we get to talk a little bit about him. Welcome, Lieutenant.
Hello, Major. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm glad you took some time to join us. We just got done talking about Soldier of the Quarter and a couple other things, um, and really want to set across some time to talk to not necessarily our command staff members, senior members generally. We've been around for quite a while. You've been around now, coming up on almost 3 years with us this tour, and being able to get to know, I guess, the name that we talk to all the time. We spend a lot of time in TeamSpeak and doing what we do in this Realism unit, but getting to know each other, I think, just adds and builds a little bit extra community into us, and getting to know it all. So I'm glad you agreed to come join us. So kind of a little bit about yourself, I guess. What made you join the unit? I mean, what brought you here?
Well, I originally joined the unit back in 2015, so that's kind of when I first bought Arma. I was 15 years old as well, so I joined as a recruit, and I was just looking for a nice Milsim unit, and this was the first thing that popped up. So I joined, and I have not regretted it since.
So you're like our original recruit that, as if you look at it, really's had a long career with us. As you said, your first tour was in 15. You joined us roughly end of 19, I want to say, for your second tour.
Yeah,
So kind of just after your high school time frame, or just end of high school probably for you.
I
Um,
think it was during high school as well
during
too.
during. So I mean, it's great to have longevity like that. Kind of a success story, if you will, moving up into all the roles that you've taken on from being a recruit at 15 with us, moving into that FTL slot, moving into that SL slot, to where you led Fourth Squad Phoenix for a long time. A very senior SL for us when you were our well, you were a couple squad leaders for us, but fourth squad most recently, moving up into that platoon sergeant role, getting sergeant first class in the last year or so, and then making that hop over to the lieutenant train and enjoying that butter bar, being an officer with us. Where currently, you served as our platoon leader for a stint, and then now nestled in that nice position of company XO. So you're my right hand man. So um, it works out great. Um, so I guess my next question then is, what's your favorite aspect of the unit? I mean, what do you like about being here?
I love the friendship that it's brought me. I've known some of these guys literally since 2015. Some of the same people that have been here for a very long time, and every time I get on, it's nice to see the same faces and get to laugh about the good old days. And I hope to make many more memories with some of the newer recruits too.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. Um, the longevity, being able to be here as long as some, and it's really the people that bring you back. Any unit out there can, you know, shoot in Arma, shoot in a game, right? And really, the scenarios that we do aren't unique necessarily to us. We're a ground infantry unit with an aviation, but I mean, there's hundreds of them out there. I mean, they start up and they end so quick. Um, but I really believe, and you hit it right on the head, it's the people that keep the unit going for the last 19, 20 years, and hopefully it's the same thing for the next 19 to 20 years. So
Yeah, I hope to see this. I hope to look this unit back. Sorry, I hope to look at this unit in another 20 years when I'm fucking like 40, and seeing all these guys still playing here. So
hopefully by then, maybe Arma 4 will be here.
hopefully,
So what's your favorite food?
my favorite food. It's definitely got to be pizza. I'm Italian, so I guess it comes naturally. It's in the
Tucci,
blood.
Tucci.
Yeah, I really do like pizza. Just cheese and pepperoni.
All right, awesome. How about what is your day of birth? I mean, what's your birthday?
It's July 24th, 2000. So I
Okay.
am 22 years old.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. So you off air you mentioned a dog. I mean, you have any other pets besides your current dog?
I used to have a rabbit back when I was a kid. Then I had a cat. Then I had another cat, and now I have a dog. So just that dog now.
All right. Nice. What's his name? Him or her?
My dog's name is Luna, and she's a year and a couple months old.
Luna. We have the same dog name.
She's a German Shepherd.
Ah, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Mine's a 3-year-old coonhound. You'll see her on the streams or in the back quite a bit sleeping.
Oh, always.
So what do you do for a living?
Well, I've done a couple things. In 2017, I joined the Army, the Canadian Army. And I'm just getting out now. So that's about 4 years total. I've done some cable distribution. So, running Ethernet cables in the ceilings of businesses and things and setting up server racks, all that stuff. And now I'm going back to school to study computer science and hopefully become a software engineer.
Oh, that would definitely benefit us as a unit.
Yeah, that definitely would.
We won't pay your tuition, folks, but we will encourage you to go get a good career that you can help the unit.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if unit donations come in, I can't guarantee we would not pay tuitions, but we would need a lot of donations.
Oh, we'd need quite a bit more. Yeah.
Do the LaFlash Foundation and be able to give off some scholarships and and all that jazz. What are some of your hobbies that you do outside of gaming?
Not too much as of recently, but I'm gonna be trying to get into my school's robotics program, and I've had a lot of fun in the past high school. Building robots and using them in competitions.
Like
So,
BattleBot stuff?
not battle bots, but they you have to play games with them. Score points, and
Okay.
yeah, you have to come up with a new
I've
robot
heard
every year.
I've heard of something like that to be able to like get a robot to maybe sharpen a pencil, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That's pretty unique. I like that.
Yeah.
So any advice you can give your fellow soldiers new to the unit, maybe new to Arma, about that maybe wanting to enlist here? I mean, what advice would you give to them?
Well, if you want to enlist, I say go ahead. This is definitely the best unit. We've been around the longest, and if that doesn't say anything, it's been here since 2003, so no other unit's done that.
Little bit of a distance, that's for sure to go.
Yeah, and I say, if you want to go up in the unit, just take initiative. There's more than enough space for you to grow. You can find a squad leader spot easy in the future.
100%. I'm a firm believer. I tell everybody in recruiting and retention. I mean, you want to be a squad leader, go recruit your squad.
Yeah.
And if you recruit, 9, 10 people, I'm going to give you your own squad.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. So I mean, you can literally go recruit your own team and play with your boys and gals and have some fun. What music are you into? What genre? Any favorite songs?
I like house music, EDM, that
Oh, okay.
electronic type music. So I wouldn't
Gotcha.
say there's a favorite band because I don't really have a band.
Yeah,
But yeah,
everybody can do that. You just need a
yeah,
electric keyboard. And
yeah, something like that. Just
uh, okay, nice. How about any siblings? You only child? Have some brothers, sisters?
I have a brother and he's 18, so
Okay,
just
so
finishing high school, and
he's recruitment age, is what you're saying.
he does not want to join the army. That's for
uh,
sure.
uh,
No, he's too lazy for that.
too lazy for that. Sorry if you're listening, brother. Um, what's your biggest pet peeve, whether in the real life or maybe in the unit here?
Oh man, biggest pet peeve. That's a tough one. And I don't know. I don't really. I can't say I really have a pet peeve per se, but
Gotcha. You are pretty laid back, like in
yeah, I'm
terms
really
of
laid
go with the
back.
flow and nothing really gets under your skin. You voice anything that you want. So you've always been a very sturdy, reliable, command staff member of ours, outstanding squad leader, and so I agree with that one. That
Yeah.
pet peeves, it's really the personality and character of each person that defines, what's a pet peeve to them. Is it something that's just a nuisance that, I hate olives on my pizza. Olives shouldn't go on your pizza. I don't know. That might be a pet peeve. But how about guilty pleasures? Do you have anything that's a guilty pleasure that you love to do that maybe, you don't necessarily want people to know, or that you're like, yeah, I probably keep that one to myself. Not to pry it out of you, but I'm prying it out of you.
I don't think I have anything embarrassing, but I really do eat way too much chocolate. I literally cannot stop. It's an addiction, I'll say.
What's gonna happen when now you get out of the army and you're not forced road marches and PT and
I have to go to the gym now. Yeah.
That's funny. So what's something that you can't live without besides chocolate?
um, I also I guess coffee.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think I'm there
that's
with
a
you.
big one for a lot of people. But
Mm.
I like my Tim Hortons here in Canada and my iced coffees and yeah.
All right. Um, so do you have a bucket list of things you want to get done? I mean, obviously you're 22, so you got a lot of life to live, but has that bucket list started filling up yet? What's something on there?
I think I've already crossed out a few. I joined the army really early at 17. That's something I wanted to do. I got a little bit of time in there to enjoy that. I have a car. I guess next, get a house. That's my next goal. I'm pretty young, so I don't have too many things on the list just yet. Maybe actually, I've never been on vacation, so
What?
I've never left the country. So that's
I'm only a
something I
hop,
want to
skip, and
do.
a jump away over the border.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta do that soon. That's on the list.
Nice. All right. Let's see. I guess, do you have any favorite movies?
I
Classics?
really yeah, classics. I don't know. I really like Interstellar. It's made in
Ah,
2014, I think.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's really. I've watched it. I watch it at least once or twice a year, and I watched it like 7 times already. So yeah, it's really
I will
good.
be honest. I will have to watch the thing. I've tried. I never made it through the whole thing. I don't recall ever getting through the whole thing, but it has always been intriguing. And I mean, next time that I have some downtime, and uh, I'll have to check that one out.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, McConaughey is a pretty good actor. I mean, there's quite a few that are pretty good for him that are outside the chick flick side of things. The what is that, comedy romance that he always went towards. But what is an embarrassing story, or maybe something that funny that happened to you, whether real life or in the unit? Any memorable moments?
Oof, I guess there's a lot to share in the unit for sure. I recall once when I was first starting out as a squad leader. I really had like no idea what I was doing, brand new squad leading. So I was just like, I don't think anybody knew, but I was like, oh yeah, I have something important to do. And then then I had one of my fire team leaders, take over to do something. So that's definitely pretty embarrassing for me, but don't worry, I'm not like that anymore. That's for sure.
How about achievements? What are you most proud of?
um, For real life, I gotta say, my military service. I'm pretty proud of that. There's a lot less involvement in the military here in Canada than there is in the U.S. You hear about it every day in the U.S. Every other guy is in the military, but here in Canada, I gotta say it's pretty not that many. There's only like 100,000
Oh, really?
troops, I think,
And it's a
something like
full
that.
volunteer force as well, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Um, do you have any, I guess, parting words? I mean, we're kind of wrapping up the behind the rank, getting to know you a little bit as, Lieutenant Tucci, and as I said, the longevity of your service with us is, I'm extremely proud of. I'm extremely honored to be able to have you in our command staff team. The day in and day out work that you're constantly doing, not only just as your time as a platoon and squad lead, but now in company of really being mine and First Sergeant's right hand man. But then think about the DMOS work you've done for us as well. I mean, you lead multiple DMOSs for us: BMO, CID, or sorry, yeah, COE, not CID. That one's mine for now until I can get it off
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But two very important DMOSs for us with BMO and COE. And you have great staffs there, and you manage it so well that they're never on our radar of, all right, we got to fix this, we got to do this, we got to increase this, and you do so well on it. I guess, is that just you? I mean, are you not just saying it's just you? It's obviously your team too, but being able to say, are you just organized? Obviously, you're a very solid leader, but how do you do that? I mean, how do you work with your NCYCs? Um, you know, what's that special talent you think you have?
Well, I wouldn't say it's very special, but I've definitely learned a lot over the years that I've been here. I've taken from all the people that I've really liked, all my favorite leaders. I've adapted all their styles and then kind of made my own. You know, guess for my DMOS work, I originally started off as one of the RMS. I learned the job, then I moved up to NCOIC. I understand how they work, so I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna make some rules to make everybody's life easier. Then eventually, when I took over as OIC, I passed it off to Garcia. I knew he would really be able to do the job, so I delegated to him. I gave him the ownership as I've learned from reading one of these books you've recommended me.
Good man, good man.
Yeah. So yeah, just stuff like that. I've just really learned it over the years from everybody who's been here and has taught me the ways. So
Awesome.
it's really a learnable skill.
Yeah, leadership. I mean, we've always talked about you recall the two things that destroy units:
Yeah.
leadership and poor financing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's for sure.
and luckily we've been blessed with great donating from our team. But if we want to get, like I said, to those scholarships, we're going to need a little bit more. But then also the leadership aspect of it, and that's a firm believer in what this unit is a leadership development unit. And you're a prime example of it, coming in 15 years old, and served several years with us so far, and learned quite a bit. As you said, it's perfect being able to take each leader that you've ever been around, um, not just in game, not just our unit here, but in real life, in your real job. Obviously, you serve in the Canadian Army, and have leaders above you and below you that you spend time with, and you adapt those. You adapt to your own style, and I gotta say, your style is extremely spot on. I couldn't ask for a better XO now, and be able to continue on to the rest of 2022 here, and enjoy a very solid 2023 to where we'll be celebrating our 20 years as a
Oh yeah.
unit. So I want to say thank you, Lieutenant, for sitting down with me for a couple moments, and the rest of the team here is very happy to sit in and listen. And without that, we'll turn it over to you, First Sergeant.
Thank you, Major. Now let's talk about any interesting mods that you may have come across recently. Since the last podcast. Anything that you've seen in the Armorverse, in the workshop, that has caught your eye recently.
Oh boy. So I've had a little bit of time this last couple weeks here to comb through a few. There's one that was very unique to me. It comes from a guy named, I don't know how you say this, Ravokes, RAA Volk. He made this Limtac Woodland is what the mod's called, but ideally this thing is, originally, as he puts in the description, a French special forces expressed the need to have the ability to provide fire support from several light and armored vehicles that could be easily deployed. The weight and low ballistics resistance of a quad or motorcycle of the special forces did not allow the carriage to be carried on like helicopters, stuff like that. So this guy went and made that's what Limtech meets is. It meets those needs. So it's unique. So Limtech is a Kawasaki KLR 650 refurbished to accommodate ballistic plates on the left side and an M2 Browning machine gun on the rear fender. This transport is perfectly suited for guerrilla on the run missions. And is ideal for special forces operations. So this M2 Browning, rotates 360 degrees. I don't know how that's possible on the back of a Kawasaki dirt bike, but it looks impressive. Okay, so this guy did really awesome with this mod. It's meant for you need the DLCs of tanks, contact, and art of war to be able to have this mod. So you do have to have a couple. Other required ones are cup vehicles, cup units, cup weapons, and then obviously CBA. Um, so far, I mean, he has just shy of 600 unique visitors that has come to this, and over 50 subscribers. And it's currently in 12 people's favorites. It's definitely added to my subscription. I'll be number 51 because I want to give this thing a shot and just play around with it. It looks so cool. If you want to see it, all our mods will be posted in the description down below in this channel or in our YouTube channel here. So be sure to check these out. First, kind of what do you got, or Kelso?
Corporal. By all
Yeah,
means.
so pick one singular mod creator for this type of mod, but any of the Antistasi mods, there are several made by different creators, different different scenarios that you're in. Obviously, I'll pick one later on for best one, but you can't go wrong with Antistasi ones. If you don't know what those are, it's you are a rebellion, a guerrilla rebellion, and you are you're fighting local military or NATO. And so you and some of your buddies, or if you want to just take it at your own pace, you and some AI buddies that you have paid for to spawn by you, they will help you to liberate the island. It's really at your own pace. There's really no planning to how this goes. It's random on what happens, and it's really just a great experience running around with an RPG, randomly shooting it into buildings and seeing what happens. So.
Nice. We had quite a few of our soldiers now playing Anastasia. I want to say Public Server 1 is currently pretty popular with that right now, and definitely now that we got the saving after every time so that we don't lose progress, that was fixed this last week, or this yesterday, I actually believe, by our COE team and civilian contractor, former retired Captain Drake had to stop in and give us a hand fixing that. But it's definitely a fun game mode, that's for sure.
Yeah, good times, definitely. And it's great when you get, 5, 10, 15 people online and they're all just running and gunning and having a good time together. Now,
Absolutely.
yes, sir. Now, I have one mod here that caught my eye in just the past couple of weeks. I actually saw it on social media in an Arma 3 group. And it's called Project America. So apparently there's this group of modders called, ironically enough, Project America, and they are going out of their way to develop terrains and objects that you would find here in the States. So they have a map called Limestone, Florida, actually based off the actual town in north central Florida. Terrain looks compared to what we're used to seeing, particularly the European and the Middle Eastern terrains. This is pretty legit. They also have an objects mod and a factions mod that's currently in alpha. But just looking through the objects, they have U.S. buildings, houses, a post office, state flags, street signs, highway signs, and they just this is what really got me the other day when I saw this. Is that they have American beer bottles that actually explode when you shoot them.
No way.
So, yeah, so I've already subscribed. I haven't tested. I've been busy with other stuff, but when I get a few moments here this weekend, I might have to get into Eden and start playing around with this a little bit because it looks really intriguing.
Wow. Yeah, I would say that would be very interesting. Definitely, you don't see much stuff based around in Arma, based around the United States. Definitely terrain wise, I think that would be pretty unique. That if a scenario ever comes to where we have to defend the U.S., we have a mod group now that we can kind of go to and have oh crap, they're coming into the panhandle of Florida, Tallahassee, you're in trouble, and be able to have a lot of stuff evolved around America. That's pretty sweet. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think it would really open up a new kind of dynamic, just visually anyway. If you're into role playing or you really want to get into those immersive environments, literally, I mean, this is right up your alley here on the home front. So we'll see what comes. Hopefully they'll keep developing it, and we'll have a really good set of mods here to utilize in the future.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we got 3 mods, something to talk about. And again, like Major previously mentioned, we'll get those linked in our in the video description here, the podcast description for your reference. Now, with that, gentlemen, any other mods, anything of interest to note before we wrap up this evening?
I don't believe so, First Sergeant.
No, I think it was a very successful quarter 3 for us. Again, a big congratulations to Corporal Kelso. Very well earned on that Soldier of the Quarter. The amount of work and effort you put in over the last 3 months to be in the running. I've always said being even nominated for Soldier of the Quarter is something, and your name has since enlisting pretty much has always been in that conversation. So to finally get to the home front and award you your soldier's medal for being named, and if you look at it now, the amount of just look at our command staff team and the amount of Soldier of the Quarters that are in there. I think almost every single one of them except me was a Soldier of the Quarter. So it's pretty amazing, and it shows the longevity and the dedication, and it really shows that appreciation goes a long way. We appreciate all the work and all the hard work and all the dedication our Soldier of the Quarters put in, because it's obviously above and beyond what is expected, and to see soldiers continue to push forward. I look forward to having the next guest in January, as we talk about the ending of 2022 and the start of our 2023. We'll be also talking about hopefully the best squad competition as well next quarter. So stay tuned, I guess, right?
Ooh.
What?
Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you both, Major, Corporal. It's been great talking with you this evening. Well, Dogface Soldiers, that brings us to a wrap. We'll see you again come next quarter. Until that time, this is First Sergeant Brock reporting out.